Bois Inc. back at it. Episode 54. I've got Nate with me again. We were supposed to have Joey tonight, but he got kind of busy last second, so just the two of us chilling.
He died.
Yeah. Last second thing came up. He's no longer with us.
Tuberculosis.
Yeah, he died of
very quick tuberculosis.
Yeah, rapid onset tuberculosis got him. And if I sound different, it's because he somehow gave it to me rapid onset as well. So I feel like I'm dying as well. So I'm just going to be chugging cough drops and water this entire episode.
Chugging cough drops?
Yeah, dude, I'm going to be double fisting them, okay?
All right.
Oh, I got to take the cover off my mic also. There we go, that's better. I forgot, if my fan's not on, I actually sound better like this. But, you know, the sound quality's going to suck anyway because my throat's all fucky. Now, normally I would have, tried to push this back, but something had to be discussed urgently, and I was like, fine, I'm just going to power through it. So don't let anyone ever tell you that I'm not the throat goat.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay, so for the past, several months at this point, I keep having people leave comments on the videos that we did about Lord Miles, and they keep being like, bro, he's dead. And I keep replying to them and keep going, I don't know, he might not be. And then someone left a comment that was actually huge a couple days ago. And they said, well, you know, he was, there was activity on his Patreon, he's still active on there. And I checked his Patreon, and sure as shit, there were some new posts. And I thought, damn,
he's alive. Okay,
that means he might be alive. That's crazy. But we don't know, because, you know, his friends have been operating his Twitter account, or so they say. But a couple days ago now, we found out 100% he is alive. He made it back to the UK.
Okay.
Miles is fucking goated. He came back. And it has been a wild ride since then with all the shit he's been saying. So I figured, again, we had to do another Miles spotlight. So let me see if I can pull this up on my screen. See, what's my full screen button? I don't remember. That one. Yeah, that'll do it. Sweet. Just a sec. There we go. Okay, alright. I have Miles' Twitter on screen now. And, yeah, he he tweeted out on the 11th of October that he had finally made it back. And he posted a picture of himself with a bunch of the Taliban guys. Just for anyone that wasn't aware, Lord Miles, he got captured by the Taliban and had been in their custody for 8 months. But he's finally back.
And he's alive and returned?
Yes. Yeah, this is what he had to say about it. It's a picture of him standing next to a couple of, I guess, the Taliban guys. I don't know, they're just Middle Eastern looking. But one of them is holding, an M4. And he's smiling, and they're all smiling in the picture. And he said, 8 months in Taliban intelligence, quote, custody. Best adventure I've had yet. All the previous tweets are true. Best mates with many top commanders after numerous picnics. Lovely lads treated me as a guest. I will be returning to Kabul next month.
Jesus, man.
So he said, yeah, they kept me in quote-unquote custody, but, I'm friends with so many of them. We had picnics. They were all great dudes. They treated me like a guest. I will be going back next month.
You keep, vacationing there?
Yeah. Yeah, he keeps going there by choice.
Jesus, man. I don't get it.
Yeah, so then he's posted a couple pictures, and then craziest collab. Andrew Tate mentions Lord Miles in a tweet. And Andrew Tate says, Romanian jail sounds much worse than Afghanistan jail. Sounds like we need an emergency meeting, ... at real Lord Miles. To which Lord Miles responded, bet. And then, on October 12th, The day after he said that he was back, he tweets, "Also, I'm at the airport right now flying to Romania, another country, on Sunday." And the reason he's going to Romania, and this was a couple days ago, the reason he was going to Romania was because he was going to meet up with Andrew Tate.
Fuck, man.
So then it finally happened, and he did a live stream with Andrew Tate. Let me see if I can find the picture. There's a picture of him standing next to Andrew Tate, and they're both like smoking cigars. It's pretty funny. I gotta scroll up impossibly far, I guess. There it is. Yeah, this is pretty funny. It's a picture of Lord Miles and Andrew Tate is wearing just like boxing trunks and like nothing else, and they're both holding cigars, and Andrew Tate is obviously like ripped, but Miles is just standing there in like a white t-shirt and gray sweatpants. Like he didn't dress up at all. I love this man. So he goes on Andrew Tate a couple days after, and I haven't watched it because I'm not an Andrew Tate consumer, but I might have to just to see what Lord Miles has to say, because he came back and was saying, "Guys, I need money because, you know, no job for the past 8 months, being in Taliban custody, and Patreon deleted his fucking account."
Patreon?
Yeah, he had a Patreon because, you know, he'd been doing YouTube videos. So he made a Patreon, but they started, like, holding his money, and then they just deleted his account for it being sus or whatever. Which was at, like, the worst possible time, considering he really needed the money when he was in Taliban custody.
Right.
Like, you don't want to be broke in Taliban custody. And, you know, the whole 8 months of no income set him back quite a bit. So he was saying he would sell his story to the highest bidding journalist. So he said, "Journalists, everyone just come, you know, give me your offers in the DMs, and I'll sell my story with exclusivity to you." So I think maybe, does this mean that Andrew Tate paid him, like, a lot? Is that what we're looking at? Are we looking at, like...
I mean, it sounds like it.
It could be. I don't know what they discussed. Maybe they just... Wouldn't it be funny if he came back and didn't talk about it on Andrew Tate's show? Like, Andrew Tate, like, live streams with him for, like, hours, and they just, like, talk about something completely different. Like, Miles, you've spent a lot of...
The economy.
Yeah, you've spent a lot of time in Taliban custody. What can you say about the women there? What were the women like? It's just like, it's about dating. It's about, like, red pill shit. Would you say that your captors were based, Miles? Would you say that? Like, just have nothing to do with the actual... So then he did take a brief moment to tweet about the seriousness of his situation on now that he got back, like, you know, kind of the stuff he'd missed out on in the past 8 months. He said, "I have some bad news. I have been inactive on Clash of Clans 8 months in Afghan and was unable to attack in a clan war. I have been kicked out of my clan after 5 years of service. I'm distraught. This is honestly the worst thing that has happened to me in 8 months. It's so over." And then he said, "I would always get 3 stars on one attack, you know? I really won some trophies and did my service. I always saved up my gems too and used them for the war, and this is how they repay me?"
Bastard.
Yeah, dude, he's awesome. He gets held against his will, maybe, by the Taliban in Afghanistan, and he comes back and says, "Man, that 8 months, the worst thing that happened to me was I got kicked out of my Clash of Clans group."
Bastard.
Yeah, it's crazy. So, even on his trip back, before he had even reached the UK, he had already started trolling again. He had already begun trolling. The trolling did not stop with this guy. He tweets, "Before arriving in the London airport, I was told a bunch of journalists who wrote hate articles on me that I would be arriving in Birmingham airport. So they waited for hours with cameras for nothing, haha. So he's flying to London, and he's saying, "Oh wait, there's a bunch of journalists that wrote hit pieces about me, like shitting all over me, are trying to, like talk to me when I land. Fuck them." So he says, messaging them like, quote, "Yeah, I'll just be a few minutes. Sorry, airport security is so slow. But can't wait to see you at Birmingham." He like fakes them out and is like, "Yeah, I'm going to Birmingham airport." Meanwhile, he's flying to London. So he sends all these journalists that hate him to the wrong fucking airport and just makes them wait and just waste all their time.
Awesome, man.
And he goes, "And to be fair, I wouldn't do it to any journalist who critiques me like, fair enough, have your opinions. This was for those journalists who just flat out lie." He comes back, man. And the first thing he does is waste the time of people who need their time wasted more than anyone else.
American hero.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to have to give this guy status as honorary American, because the first request he had when he came...
You already said it.
Yeah, he's British, but I'm going to give him honorary American status because the first request he had when he got out of Taliban custody was a bacon cheeseburger. Because,
cheeseburger.
You can't have bacon. You can't have bacon in Afghanistan.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm thinking of Hindus.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was, he was hanging out with the Taliban, and he's like, yeah, they were very nice, but, no pork. So, pretty fucking base. That seems like, the most American shit ever. So I'm giving him honorary American status. And also, this means that I do not have to renounce my possible British citizenship.
Oh, okay.
Because I staked that on it last episode.
Was it him getting out alive?
Yeah. Yeah, the last time we talked about him, I said I'm not sure if I'm a British citizen or not. I might be, I might not be, I can't tell. But if I am, and the UK does not negotiate his safe release, I will renounce my possible citizenship that I might have. And they got him back safe. So, big dub.
Nice.
Big dub for them. And then he followed up the journalist thing by saying, if the journalists were actually good at their job, they would have known that I wouldn't fly to Birmingham. It's too dangerous. Brought this on themselves. Which is funny because, the context is that's kind of like if you were flying back to New York City and you told all the journalists that you were going to, Detroit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, if they were actually good at their jobs, they'd know I'm not going to fly to Detroit. I'm not trying to get killed. Which is even funny. It's even better because he's saying, I wouldn't go to Birmingham. Are you crazy? I just got out of Taliban custody. I don't want to be killed. Birmingham is way too dangerous. I'll just go back to Kabul at this point. Yeah, so he's been at it. He's been collecting emails. He's gonna have a merch store apparently.
It's a merch store.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta get one of those.
I don't know. I do want to buy one. Apparently, he has a book. I didn't know, but he wrote a book, and I'm probably gonna buy that.
Nice.
Oh, and then October 13th, he said, if I have my way, I would have deported. He said deported, but I think departed. I would have departed from Afghanistan straight to Gaza. He didn't even want to go home. He was like, fuck, I guess I'll go home because the UK, negotiated my release or whatever. But I don't know, man. I'd rather just go right back to where the action is.
Yeah, fuck the UK.
Yeah, pretty much. Except, they got him back safe at least. But, he clearly would rather be anywhere but there.
Yes. I don't blame him.
Yeah, so off his Twitter, we've just got a couple of very funny anecdotes and shit posts because, always. So I'd like to share a couple of them with the class. So he said, by the way, when I shaved my head in Taliban custody, parentheses, I did it myself. They did not do it or request it. He just did it, because he wanted to.
Just own that shit.
Yeah, he was like, fuck it, I'm just shaving my head. Why not? It was not conditions of like his arrest or anything, and it wasn't like they forced it on him. He was just like, I'm just gonna do this. He said, they were like, why did you do that? Your hair was beautiful. And I said, to save money on shampoo, which caused about 3 of them to laugh. He's being held captive by the Taliban, and he shaves his own head, and they're like, why did you do that? Your hair was so good looking before. And he was like, bro, shit wasn't cheap.
Is that wrong?
Hell yeah. Dude, I love this guy. This guy's
Just
actually...
inconvenient.
Yeah, this guy's actually the best. Let's see, what else has he got? Oh yeah, so apparently what he was going there for, I couldn't find a whole lot of information about this, but I think the idea was there was some sort of like deposit of gold, like there was some sort of gold mine that they found in Kabul, like the US found it, and you know, obviously the US foreign policy decision to be in Afghanistan, exactly where all the gold is not suspicious at all.
Right.
But apparently COVID happened and then we pulled out, so we couldn't actually collect any of it. So there's a bunch of gold with built up infrastructure around it that is incredibly easy to get to, that no one has picked up yet. And I think he was going to go visit that. So then he posted a picture from outside of it. It's just a selfie of him in front of a fucking hole in the ground, and he says, I hope I'm not a person to you guys, but a manifestation of the autistic 1800s British adventurer spirit.
Autistic.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just a jolly British man that has no idea what the fuck he's doing, just adventuring all over the world. And he said, this photo is me at the top of the mountain for the gold mine, by the way. Some details on the gold mine. Max 16G/ton in some areas with a minimum of 5G/ton. I don't know what that is measuring, but probably a lot of gold. I don't know. Infrastructure is good with the main road being less than 2 miles away. Willing workforce, 200 M USD available. So, does that mean there's $200 million worth of gold in the ground there? I can't tell.
How that works.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, and then he shows some of the gifts that he got. Some of the gifts that his captors gave him, where it's like, you know, if they really were captors, why would they be giving him gifts?
Yeah.
He said, I was kindly given some gifts by the Taliban commanders. I just have to say thanks. One was a bottle of Afghan perfume. It's really strong. If you get it on your skin, it burns, so you have to put it on your clothes. Smells lovely. Then, the second item I was kindly gifted in Taliban prison was a triple emerald ring. It is beautiful. I just want to say thank you ever so much. And here he has a ring with a bunch of fucking emeralds on it. That's pretty sweet.
Jesus, dude.
He cleaned up, bro. He went there and got loot.
I mean, he's doing it right. He's nailing this whole captivity thing.
Yeah, exactly. It sounds like he was thriving. I mean, this is literally like the British explorer in a foreign land. He's hitting every box, you know what I mean? He's like not really understanding the local
really
customs.
For, yeah.
Yeah, not really understanding it, but just being upbeat about it and just letting it happen. Check. Gets a bunch of inexplicable gifts from the natives. Check. Like, I don't know why they're so nice about it, but they're just sick. Oh yeah, so then he goes, oh yeah, so he's Christian. So people were asking him if that created a lot of tension or conflict between him and the guys he was staying with.
Oh shit, yeah.
And he says, the Taliban GDI I spoke to on the topic actually knew a lot about Christian denominations, which is really exciting. They took a keen interest in my beliefs and respected them. Couldn't have been happier. Someone tweeted at him and asked, question, how did intelligence feel about you being a Catholic? Did you try and convert them? And he said, they were chill about it. If you're a guest in Afghanistan, they respect your religion. They're good people like that. I had no problems with my Bible, prayer, etc. I did fast for Ramadan, however. It was quite the experience, but after a few days it was no problem. Fasting is good for you, everyone. They offered me food knowing I was Christian. We joked about Jews and atheists, etc. Just lads being lads. Like,
Best takeaway from the whole experience.
yeah, like
Being captive in Afghanistan,
like,
just boys being boys.
He was held captive by the Taliban, and he makes them sound like they're fucking awesome. Like, this sounds like an actually amazing vacation destination. Like, I have to keep reminding myself that it's like, well, but wait, it's the Taliban.
Right.
Like, every time.
Done some not so great things.
Yeah, all the time. He's like, oh yeah, no, they were actually super nice. They were very respectful of my religion. They didn't force me to shave my head. I just did it by choice. They actually were kind of sad that I did. Like, oh wow, they sound super nice. Wait a minute, it's the fucking Taliban. Wait a minute, what? Yeah, so... Oh yeah, he got a pair of shoes with a bunch of their signatures on it that he's auctioning off to try to make money.
Why?
Like, he got a bunch of Taliban signatures. That's fucking hilarious.
Treating it like fucking Air Jordans.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, yo, we got the fucking Afghan 5s. They're all signed by me and the Taliban. Like, it's crazy, dude. Oh, and then currently, what's his update now? Well, as of 3 hours ago, he tweeted, "The US government revoked my ESTA visa 5 hours before my flight. Need to get this fixed."
Took his visa away.
Yeah, so he had a visa because he was going to come to the United States.
Yeah.
And the reason he was going to come to the United States was he has an interview lined up with someone that I think is technically a journalist that probably dropped a fat stack to get his story that isn't named Andrew Tate.
Okay.
Apparently, he has an interview lined up with Tucker Carlson.
Oh.
Because he tweeted 4 hours ago,
Okay.
Next interview, Tucker, one of my favorite men in the world. I'll be in the US soon, and posted a picture of Tucker Carlson.
Okay.
Which is kind of crazy. I don't know what that guy's been up to. Like, everyone keeps saying he's, like, doing his own thing, but I haven't watched any of it. Not that I really
I don't know
watched
a
him.
whole lot about him.
Yeah, not that I really watched him
I
before.
know a lot of people don't like him, but like,
Yeah. Like, he got fired on Fox News, and I still didn't watch him then. And then they're like, no, but, you know, he'll still be famous. And, like, I suppose he is now. I don't know.
yeah, I have no clue, man.
Yeah. I thought I saw one earlier that he was talking about, like, why would they approve it and then unapprove it? I don't know. Okay, and I think he's about to, like, miss some of his flights or something. Like, I think he's scrambling now because 52 minutes ago he tweeted a picture of him being 17 minutes away from Zurich Airport flying to Boston.
Not Boston.
Yeah, like, I think he's flying to...
That was in Boston.
I don't know, just to get to the U.S. Like, just, it's a big airport.
Yeah.
I don't know, the U.S. is weird with, like, our airports are not, like, the biggest airports are not in, like, the biggest cities.
It's weird.
Like, you'd figure, like, the biggest airport would be, like...
New York or some shit?
Yeah, you'd think it would be New York. I think it's actually technically, like, Atlanta. I think...
What the fuck is in Atlanta?
The, like, biggest fucking airport ever. Like, we have big fuck-off-sized airport in Atlanta.
Jesus, why?
I don't know, but I know, like...
to Atlanta.
Dude, apparently everyone, because then you can take planes out of Atlanta connecting to other cities. Right? So, like, I know a lot of international flights will go through Atlanta. And then you, like, board a different one. So, like, say if your end result was, like, get to Philadelphia or something, like, we have an airport, but it's not, like, huge.
Small one, yeah.
If you went to that one, like if you were trying to fly from out of the country into Philadelphia, it would be kind of sketchy to find, like, you'd have to kind of just take whatever flight you could get, but I think you could very easily fly to Atlanta and then fly from Atlanta to Philly. If you wanted to, like, have a layover or something.
Okay.
I don't know. I got one more funny thing to say about Lord Miles, and then I will move off of this, because at this point I'm just mining his Twitter for content. So then the picture that he posted of him and Andrew Tate is from Andrew Tate's Twitter, and he basically retweets it, and the post is just a picture of him standing next to Miles, and he just says, "The British Madman at Real Lord Miles," and they're both standing there smoking their cigars, and Miles said, "First time smoking, by the way, kinda enjoyed it," and then commented on it and said, "I won't be taking up smoke."
First time smoking is with Andrew Tate.
Yeah, the first time he smoked a cigar, it was with Andrew Tate, like in Romania, which is pretty funny. And then he comments on that and says, "I won't be taking up smoking, but God gave us nicotine for a reason, and I'm trying it once." Like, hell yeah, dude. He's like, "Listen, I'm not into smoking, but I'll do it once for the meme." So, shout out Lord Miles again. He's on top. All of the doubters have been silenced, because they kept telling me in the comments that he was dead, and I kept being like, "I don't know, man, he might be alive. I wouldn't discount it." And I was right. Dude. That's why I had this drastic urge to record, even though my throat is all fucked. Is because I had to rush out and tell everyone. I had to tell everyone that we were right. I found out the day he got back, and then I was like, fuck, I gotta record. Because I'm busy. But this took precedent. This also means that you were right, too, because I remember when I was editing one of those videos, we were talking about it, and it's like, oh yeah, he's in custody right now. You know, hope he makes it out. Hope he's not actually been dead this whole time. And you were like, you know what? Fuck it. He's alive. I'm betting it. I'm betting he's alive. I don't know how, but he is.
And that's a legend?
Yeah, and you were absolutely correct.
Yeah. Fuck that shit.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out Lord Miles. He's a real one. I will not be paying him for his exclusive story because I'm broke right now. So, you know, I'll get second dibs. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, you and me both would.
Yeah, I'll just go find the journalist that he does pay and then steal that story from him. So, capitalism, baby.
Down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. So, I guess that kind of leads into the kind of a brief diversion. I don't have a whole lot to say about this, but it just kind of became relevant there for a second. Was like, where is Miles going next? Some people are saying he might go to Gaza. The whole Israel-Palestine thing that just happened was super weird to me.
Right.
Like, I thought it was kind of wacky. And I'm not saying oh my god, how could they do this attack? Isn't it wacky? It's like, no, I mean, listen. They take turns just attacking the shit out of each other. I don't know why people were...
Right.
Hamas just made a huge attack on Israel and everyone's freaking out about it, and now Israel is retaliating. And something weird happened. So, this is just the way that it affected me. Was, I remember whenever the last time was that everyone put their attention on Israel-Palestine because something had just happened there, the time before this most recent time, I remember all of the, basic bitches that I follow on Instagram were posting about it because that happened to coincide with everyone's activist arc. Remember that brief time in quarantine where everyone suddenly became a fucking political activist, advocate, whatever?
It happens every few years, yeah.
Every few years, but it was real bad during
every
early
few months even.
Yeah. Yeah, but I've noticed it hasn't been a thing as much recently as it was when everyone was stuck inside. When everyone was stuck inside, it was literally
you're right about that.
Every single thing that got mainstream attention, everyone was posting shit about it. The last time like Israel and Palestine like had mainstream attention, all of the basic bitches were pro-Palestine. I remember that specifically. So imagine my fucking surprise, my absolute just befuddlement upon seeing that another Israel-Palestine thing has happened, and all of the basic bitches on my timeline are pro-Israel now.
So we even got, like, our dean or president of our college or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know which one he is, actually. Doesn't matter. Every time anything happens, right, he'll send out, like, this generic copy-paste email about, like, oh, we're sorry, and, you know, we have resources available for anybody who's traumatized by this and whatever stupid fucking bullshit. And the last time we had a major one was... So that's the thing, is like there is no major one. Like we had one for Ukraine, so I guess that's a major one.
Yeah.
But he'll send it out for like the dumbest fucking shit. Like he sent it out for like a court case that like the outcome wasn't very popular.
Oh.
But he sent one out for this again.
Was it that recent one, the cop like shooting in Philly?
No, it was. Okay. I don't know if it was Supreme Court or not, but it was. No, it must have been Supreme Court. It was something about affirmative action.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah,
I don't even know the details. To be honest
it
with
was.
You.
The Supreme Court overruled colleges' ability to have affirmative action, like as a thing.
Was it that simple?
Yeah, it was basically saying.
Was it just like?
Yeah.
No more affirmative action.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like there was a law that was saying you were allowed affirmative action based on these grounds or whatever, and they just overturned it.
And he sent out this email, like, basically treating that as a tragedy. Like, the same email he would send for, like, shooting or, you know, the attack on Ukraine. And
which
now
is
the same
weird
thing for the
because,
attack
like,
on Israel. Like,
I would understand it if it were a one-sided issue. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if it was, like, if there was, like, a mass shooting, like, no one's really in favor of mass shootings.
Yes.
Like,
I agree.
If he's like, oh, yeah, no, I mean, it sucks that this shooting just happened. It's a tragedy. You know, if anyone feels scared or whatever, hit me up. Like, that kind of thing, right? Like, if he sent that out, if he used his privileged information of having everyone's contact details and just hits up all of the baddies that you go to school with, like, oh my god, that shooting was crazy. Fuck, if anyone feels weird about it, hit me up. And he's, like, doing the fuckboy, like, biting his lower lip. He's mewing.
Yeah.
Like, that would actually be sick. Hold on, wait. That would actually be epic. Dude, how do I become the president of a college? How do I become the president of a college so I have literally infinite access to 20-year-old pussy? How do I do it? It can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. But I would imagine, like, if it's a one-sided issue, I would get it. But if it's a two-sided issue, it seems weird to take a side.
Yes.
Like, it seems like
and
really...
to treat it as a tragedy. Like,
yeah, it seems weird. It seems weird to take one side. Like, it's not really their place to take a side.
No, it's not.
Right? Because I'm pretty sure the whole affirmative action thing was overturned. Because a bunch of Asian students that got rejected from Harvard or whatever on the basis of basically being Asian were suing, like, that's racial discrimination.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah. Because they're like, well, wait, we had the grades, right? We all had the SATs and the GPAs and whatever.
But you had already met your Asian quota.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, we already had
that's kind of fucked. Yeah.
We had all of our acronyms in order, and then you guys were like, sorry, we have too many Asian people. You can't. So then they sued and were like, yeah, that's racial discrimination. And then your college fucking president or whatever is like, this horrible, horrible tragedy that we can no longer discriminate against the Chinese. Like, what? That's like...
he's fucking moron.
It's like the plantation owner comes out and is like, fuck, guys, did you guys hear what happened about the Civil War?
You heard about this Lincoln guy?
Yeah, he's like, yeah, guys, I have bad news. they surrendered.
Like, resources available.
Yeah, we have resources available for any of my I guess no longer property that feels sad about this. Bro, I don't think they feel sad about it, I'm gonna be honest. But it's weird for him to like weigh in on that. Like Israel Palestine, like there's two sides to it. Like I can reasonably see like in this one particular like most recent instance, I see why everyone is joining Israel's side on this, because it seems like
it was an invasion.
It seems
a bit more one-sided.
It seems mostly unprovoked, and it was completely targeting civilians. Right? It was like, I think it was that part where it was like, it's not like Israel is hiding its military. You know what I mean? Like they have a large enough standing military that if you wanted to go fight it, you could. But instead they chose like rural farm towns that were unguarded and just like indiscriminately killed and kidnapped and raped. Like, oh, okay. That's pretty fucking despicable.
Yep.
But like, I did not expect to see the level of like just complete change up from the Instagram basic bitch community. Because I expected like, oh, okay, that's weird, but I see why they're on board with Israel right now, I guess. Dude, one of the basic bitches, I will never forget this, that I'm like 99% sure the last time Israel-Palestine was in the news was pro-Palestine. I saw her repost Charlie Kirk.
Who the fuck is that?
He's like a conservative, like, political commentator or whatever. It's basically like if she had like reposted like Ben Shapiro or like Tucker Carlson or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I was like, that is not who I expected to see on like basic white girl Instagram as like facts. She reposted something he posted and was like, true.
Is this somebody I know?
We went to high school with her. I don't know if you'd know her because, she was kind of like floater, I guess. I don't know.
Shit. I know you can't name drop, but can you give me a hint?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know nearly enough about her to give you any hints. Like, I don't think...
Oh, okay.
I never, like, meaningfully interacted with her ever. I just have her on Instagram. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
But she, like, reposted, like, Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk was, like, the thing about the Israel-Palestine-Hamas thing is if Palestine stopped fighting, there would be peace. If Israel stopped fighting, it would cease to exist. And I was like, damn, I didn't think I would ever see the like, that demographic of people fall in line with that crowd. It was weird to see. So that was really the noteworthy thing about it to me was, damn, that's how you can tell Palestine really did some fucked up shit, or specifically Hamas did some fucked up shit, because as far as I can tell, like, the most like pro-Palestine position that people hold in regards to this situation was just because Hamas did some fucked up shit doesn't mean Palestinian civilians should get fucked up because of it.
Right.
Like, if that's the level we're starting from, where it's like, okay, listen, Hamas and the Palestinian civilians should be treated as two separate groups. Like, okay, clearly no one's really defending it. I did see a couple people defending it, but it was such a small contingent of, like, completely mentally ill people that it was, like, not even really worth talking about.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting that Palestine, or I'm going to say Hamas specifically, I found it interesting that Hamas stepped in it so bad that it turned everyone against them, basically. Like, only the biggest, like, Palestine supporters beforehand are like, listen, guys, the war crimes are, like, a little too much, okay? Like, the most ardent Palestinian supporters are like, listen, even I will acknowledge the war crimes were a bit too much.
Just a tad.
Yeah, just slightly. Yeah, but, I don't want to super get into this because it's, like, not really a two-sided, like, I don't know, it just seems like everyone's already talking about it and there's really only one like good position to have and everyone's already said it, so I don't really care. Oh yeah, so you remember however many episodes ago we were talking about React streamers?
Yes.
We finally got a little bit of closure on this in the most based way possible. So the guy on YouTube that makes those long, like, documentary style videos, the one that kind of got this whole thing started, basically he makes videos that are so good all of the richest, most wealthiest, popular streamers cannot help themselves but react to his videos. His videos are so good they can't help but steal them. He just uploaded another video, and this one was like a Q&A because he hit like 5 million subscribers. And the first question, he knew exactly what everyone wanted to know. The first question he talked about in that video is, how do you feel about people reacting to your videos? And he gave, like, the most reasonable response ever that still tells all the streamers to go fuck themselves, which is pretty sick, because, like, fuck those guys.
What do you say?
He basically said, well, it depends how you react. I would sort them into, like, 2 different types of reactions, the one that I'm cool with and the one that I'm not cool with. The one that I'm not cool with is where you just put your face in the corner of my video and play it in totality, start to finish.
Right. Yeah.
Like, that's not cool, you're kind of just stealing my thing. The kind that I would be cool with is if you cut it up and changed it into your own thing and made it your own deal, where you did not just upload my entire video again to the same platform it's already on to yoink all my fucking viewers. Which is exactly the position that the fucking anti-React people have been having this whole time. Finally vindicated, because he's like, yeah, also none of them even asked me for permission. Not one. So any of them that were pretending that they're like, oh no, I'm sure he's cool with it, he's not. You can stop now.
Right.
And it's funny because we got kind of a smaller, like, tertiary fight that's happening there, where one of the people who just decides to make enemies out of everyone because she is a YouTube person that does react videos in the same way that streamers do it. So she is the worst of both worlds. Everyone loves Sniperwolf.
I know. I don't
know. She's just like some thought. That's basically it. She's just a thought that does reactions. I mean, if you look up any of her videos, that's exactly what it is. It's just like, I feel like you could change the name of any individual Sniperwolf video to Gamer Bimbo Does a Thing, and it's, like, accurate.
Gotcha.
Like, that's the bit. Like, she just, like, I don't know. I feel like I don't need to fucking summarize Sniperwolf's entire thing. I don't really give a fuck. But anyway, do you remember Jack's Films?
Yes.
Okay, so Jack's Films...
The Hamilton guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did the like, Hamilton rap or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
He took particular umbrage with the way that Sniperwolf does her React videos around the same time that the Lamino React drama was unfolding. So his solution to this was he created a new channel, and every day Sniperwolf would upload a video. She uploads every single day. Jack's Films takes the video, records himself in the corner of the video, giving the worst, most shit-ass reactions ever, and then re-uploads it.
Okay.
So he's basically doing what Sniperwolf is doing to Sniperwolf's videos.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And then he's also started doing Sniperwolf Bingo, where he'll, like, watch one of her videos where she just reacts to, like, 10 TikToks or whatever, and just doesn't say anything funny or interesting the entire time. And just be like, okay, she basically responds, not at all, there's one letter, like, and then just play a fucking bingo card of her, like, most typical behaviors every time. And he's been doing that daily for months. I'm trying to see how far back this goes. I don't even remember the name of the channel. Let me see if I can find it. Fuck. Why can I not find the channel? Oh, there. Okay. All right. I found it. It's JJ Jax Films. So it's just 3 J's Jax Films.
Okay.
And let's see. When did he start doing this? Oh, okay. All right. Well, interesting. So it looks like he was doing it a while ago. Like nearly a year ago, he started doing it and then took a break for a couple months. And then started doing it again 2 months ago and has just been doing that like every day for the past 2 months, just fucking with her.
Right.
Yeah, so he had been doing that, and apparently it was seriously bothering her. So she decided to handle it like an adult.
Okay.
So what do you think she did, knowing that she handled it like an adult? What do you think her response to this guy kind of clowning on her?
Somebody like her?
Yeah.
A lawsuit or some stupid shit? Like,
no, but there might be legal troubles because of it. So, all right, let me put it like this: do you think she, A?
Yeah, give me multiple choice.
Yeah, all right. Do you think she grew up and didn't care about it and was like, well, I'm an adult and I make a ton of money, so I don't care. It's just words. Words can't hurt me. B.
Okay.
Issued a copyright takedown. C, actually started making better videos so that Jack could not keep making fun of her in this way, or at least tried to improve them so that the bingo sheet was not eerily accurate every video. Or D, posted a picture of his house on her Instagram story.
I'm going with D.
It was D. Yeah, so Sniperwolf doxed him for no reason. I can't really tell why, like what she thought she would accomplish by this. So she might be in legal trouble because of this, because I don't think you're allowed to do that. Like, I don't think you're allowed to go around doxing people. But her story was, oh no, I was just going to his house to, talk to him personally about it. So then why'd you put it on your Instagram story? Yeah, so then why did you put it on your story, though? None of this makes any sense. What the fuck? So, just what a gamer move from Sniperwolf. I mean, you love to see it.
You do.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what he's gonna do about it. He uploaded a video, but I haven't watched it yet. I don't know. I think he might be campaigning to get her channel banned because, like, she went to his fucking house.
Right.
Like, I don't know what that's about. Like, I think that's kind of the sign of, like, a successful troll, though. Like, I think he really made it. Like, can you really say...
Yeah, you rattled her.
Can you really say that your pastime is fucking with people if you haven't caused an internet celebrity to show up to your house to get you to stop? Like, this person clearly has, like, better shit to be doing. And, like, she pulls up to your house to, like, threaten you. Like, that is really, like, you demanded that she take that...
You made it at that point.
Yeah, exactly. That's just, like... That's a gold medal, to be honest.
Yeah.
That means this whole operation has been a wild success, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I kind of wish I could be that good at trolling one day. That I get Sniperwolf pulling up to my house for some fucking reason. So I think she deleted it after. Like, I think she put it up on her story for a little bit and then deleted it. But, the damage is kind of done at that point. So I don't know. I'll keep my eye on that and see what that turns into, if it, is funny or interesting or whatever. But who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. We got some local things to talk about too. This one kind of fell through the cracks because I was too busy talking about hilarious crimes that were happening in New York. But remember that escaped murderer that was running around for a while?
Yeah, the dude that like climbed the wall or whatever.
Yeah, they ended up catching him. It was pretty weird because it was super weird because the prison warden or whatever was doing interviews about it, and I was like, man, if a prison warden has to be doing interviews on the news, he has only fucked up. There's no like good circumstance where the prison warden has to do an interview.
No.
If the prison staff is doing a press conference, something has gone horrifically wrong. Basically, this guy found a real-life glitch in this prison where it was super easy to break out of because there were two walls that were super close together, and he basically just Ninja Warrior, like, just climbed up the wall and left.
Yeah.
Like, he just climbed out. Like, no one stopped him.
Video of it. It's crazy.
There's surveillance video of him walking up to this wall, and he, like, puts his hands on the wall in front of him and puts his feet on the wall behind him and just crab walks up. And then he just dipped. He was like, later, I'm out. And then just climbed out of prison.
Like, free. And this wasn't just like some petty criminal, like he was a fucking murderer.
Yeah, I think he murdered someone.
That's the freakiest part.
Yeah, it's like this guy murdered someone.
He murdered his wife in front of their children.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. It was funny because it was like on the news every day when he was out. And I remember he broke into someone's house and stole a gun. And the media was like acting like that was a huge problem. It was a 22, okay? Bro might as well have stolen a fucking airsoft gun, okay? 22 is a pretty small caliber bullet. It's very small.
Okay.
Like, you'd have to get shot a lot to die from that thing, and I think it was like bolt action or something. Like, I feel like if he shot me with it, it would just make me upset. Like, it would hurt my feelings really more than like me personally. Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, they eventually finally caught him. And then I was like, oh, nice, a dub for, Pennsylvania police. That's pretty cool. And then we saw kind of an L for them, like, right after. So,
yeah.
All right, so I have kind of a weird experience with this next thing, because it kind of fell together in a weird way where, like, I kind of knew all of the pieces were there and only kind of put together later that it was all related. So, as I discussed, I think in the last episode, I've been watching a lot of police body camera footage just because it's very addicting to watch, and then once you watch a couple, you're in that YouTube rabbit hole for life now.
Right.
And
I remember you talking about that.
Yeah, I saw one, and it was in Philly, and it was like probably the strangest police shooting I've ever seen. I may have even talked about it at the time as being super weird. I can't remember, but it was very bizarre. Basically, the footage starts, and the cop is like already basically chasing this guy in his car. The car pulls over, the cop like gets out and walks up, and has the guy like at gunpoint in his car. And then the cop just like shoots him. He's like, "Don't move, get out of the car."
This is what you talked about.
Something, yeah. And then he just like pops this guy a couple times. And then, like, insists that he was, like, reaching for a knife or something. And then the weirdest part, he, like, opens the car door and drags the guy out to, like, secure the car, make sure there's no knife or anything. And then usually I'm not an expert or anything, so I'm not going to pretend to be. But typically, like, what I would think would happen next is they would probably call him an ambulance because, they shot him a bunch.
All right.
But they don't, though.
What'd they do?
The cop that shot him just picks him up and throws him in the back of the squad car and says, I'll drive him to the ambulance, or I'll drive him to the hospital, and then just leaves with him.
Oh.
And, like, I mean, he, like, threw him in the back of the squad. Like, he kind of just chucked him in there. Like, he kind of yeeted that guy in there.
Right.
And then just, like, dipped. I was like, that was fucking strange. What was that about?
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. So I was like, that was weird. So then, like, a week later or something, I saw on the news, they're like, oh, a bunch of riots just happened in Philly where they looted a bunch of stores.
Oh, yeah.
I was like,
I heard all about that shit.
I was like, what do you mean they just started loot? Like, for what? Like, I thought you needed a pretense at least. Like, I thought you're supposed to establish a cover story before you start just taking everyone's shit for no reason.
Right.
Like, that's kind of strange. And they, like, never brought up why. They're like, yeah, they just did that.
Just fucking doing it to do it, yeah.
Yeah, like, all of the news stations were like, yeah, they're just looting in Philly. What else is new? I was like, that's really weird. And then I saw one guy on the internet that was reporting about it, and he was like, yeah, it's in relation to that police shooting. And I was like, oh. Okay. Well, I mean, now I'm in a weird spot, because I was like, yeah, that shooting did seem really weird and not good. But, like, don't loot this fucking store, though. Like,
we're involved.
Yeah, like
always hated that shit.
The manager of this store didn't kill anyone.
Excuse.
Yeah, like, what the hell, bro?
Right.
Like, what did this Foot Locker do? What the hell? Like, yeah, I mean, I even thought it was like, oh, I don't know that I would justify that shooting. He kind of shot that guy for, like, no reason. Right. And, like, it was before it was even a political thing. I was like,
nobody else was involved.
Yeah, it was before it was even a political thing. I was like, oh, yeah, no, that seemed, like, super sketchy. I don't know why he did that. That seemed kind of weird. And then, like, everyone in the comments of the body camera footage was like, why did he do that? What was his deal? That was bizarre. That probably wasn't legal. And then I found out all of the riots were because I think he got acquitted but fired. So I think he's no longer a cop, but I think he's not being charged with anything. I think that's why they were upset.
Okay.
So basically, Foot Locker fucking deserved it, is what I'm saying.
Right.
All of those liquor stores absolutely deserve it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. So I thought that was pretty weird. And then I saw one of the videos that came out of the looting, which was like, oh, it was just so bizarre to watch. So obviously one of the stores that had a direct hand in this guy being killed him personally, was the Apple store in Center City.
Yeah, so I had to stay away from Center City for like a while.
Yeah.
Because every single night there was just stories that I'm like,
Yeah.
Like, all right. And I had class in Center City too.
Oh, that's not good. Why do you have to go to the Center City for class?
It was during the daytime. But
okay.
What?
Why do you have to go to Center City for class? Is that like where the campus is?
So so none of the campus is on Center City, but we own fucking the Academy of Natural Science. Like the dinosaur museum.
Okay.
So I have to take some classes there.
Oh, alright. Yeah, I didn't think campus was there. That's why I was like, wait, what?
I'm about to start working there too, so like...
Oh, nice. But yeah, so then...
We'll see how it is.
Yeah, basically they're looting this Apple store. And I can't really tell how to feel about this, because Apple had a fucking built-in, like, anti-looting device. Where, like, as soon as all of the phones were taken out of the store, they all started beeping and saying, like, this has been taken off of Apple property without being purchased, put it back, it's being geo-tracked or whatever.
Okay.
So then, what do you think?
Did it work?
What do you think the rioters did upon seeing this information? What do you think the looters thought when they saw the phones were beeping and sounding this alarm and saying, "We're tracking you"?
I'm assuming they didn't return them.
All right, I'll give you another multiple choice.
All right, yeah, let's do that.
All right, A, they returned them and went about their business in a law-abiding way.
Okay.
B, they just put them down and booked it and just ran away. C,
Okay.
They started stomping on the phones and throwing them down sewer grates to destroy them. Or D, Steve Jobs came back from the dead and said, "They're all on me, fellas," and they all just got them for free.
I'm going with the sewer grates.
Yeah, they just started breaking them. Kind of a dick move. Like, it's not even about looting anymore. They didn't even get anything. They just wasted Apple's money.
Fucking shit up, yeah.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, but it doesn't matter because Apple has so much money and they have insurance." Okay, it doesn't mean you need to fucking break all their shit for no reason. What? Like, yeah,
people are fucking terrible, man.
Apple is still going to be able to make a profit this year, despite all of those phones being broken, because they make them for 10 cents. But like, listen, man, a lot of good sweatshop children died for those phones to get here, and then you just stomped on them and threw them in the sewer. Okay,
I know.
Like, what the fuck, man? Basically, you destroying all those phones single-handedly guaranteed that now a bunch of Mexican children are going to have to work on those phones too.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, you just made it so that now they're going to build even more facilities closer to here and start enslaving more children. Are you cool with that? You basically just enslaved a child by destroying that phone. Because I think I think businesses actually might start leaving China soon.
Really?
Yeah, I saw this thing that was like, apparently on average, Mexican labor is both cheaper and better educated than Chinese labor at this point. Like,
I gotta switch.
Yeah, it just very recently changed. So that, yeah, exactly. Now, yeah. So all of the fucking burgeoning, venture capitalists are like, wait a minute,
doing it wrong, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Like, well, I think that's a recent development. I think Mexico just now overtook China. And if we're the U.S., obviously manufacturing things in Mexico is a lot easier than manufacturing them in China because, then we don't have to sail them across the entire Pacific Ocean to get them.
Yeah.
We can just put them on trains. Like, just set down rails and then you're fucking good. So I think a lot of manufacturing is probably going to switch to Mexico in the next couple of years. I don't know. It's just speculative, but now Apple's going to have to go even harder on accelerating to get to Mexico because it's even cheaper there. To make up for all the iPhones that got thrown into the Philadelphia sewers. Although, if you are, maybe in Philadelphia and you're homeless and you're looking for a come-up, the sewer has a lot of rare loot in it now. Yeah. A lot of rare earth metals and shit in there. If you're trying to flip maybe maybe lithium-ion batteries or something, I'm sure there's a lot of copper in those phones. I think the new ones are titanium. You might be able to get something for that.
Yep. It's the only thing that they're advertising.
Yeah. Yeah, just go into the sewers with a fucking giant bag and just grab all of the shit-covered iPhones. What a wonderful city.
Worth it.
What a wonderful city to live in.
Yes, truly.
Oh, wonderful. They really did give back to the community. See, I thought it was pointless of them to destroy the phones like that. They were really giving back.
Of course not.
Like, even the people that would say, "Oh, but it's, it's restorative," and they're giving it back to the community and all that bullshit that they always wheel out when they're like, the people that specifically try to justify looting are like, "No, but it's going to the impoverished community." And it's like, yeah, because the impoverished community really needed Nikes. Like, okay.
Right.
I mean, I think it would be smarter if you gave them jobs, but whatever, man, it's fine. I totally lost my... Never mind, I got it. Like, they always wheel out that argument, but, like, they didn't even get them. Like, oh, the only thing standing between all of the shit neighborhoods in Philly and prosperity is free iPhones. They didn't even get the free iPhones. They didn't even get them. They just stomped them to bits outside of the Apple Store. They just salted the fucking earth outside the Apple Store. Which is actually kind of accurate, because if stores get looted too many times, they just close. They kind of did salt the earth a little bit. Like, there we go. Now, instead of that Apple Store that sold iPhones to the good people of Philadelphia, now it's just going to be an abandoned building. As it should be.
Right.
Finally, yes. Prosperity has returned to the communities. Now, where all of these businesses once stood, it's now abandoned buildings because no one can open a store because it gets immediately looted to death.
God, man. I want to see one day. I really do.
What? Just like
live
a bunch of
looting.
Yeah, live looting. Would you participate?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if there was fucking promise that I wouldn't get in trouble for it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some people did.
I'll say that on the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, some people did get in trouble for it. I saw someone that was like, she was on fucking Instagram Live or whatever, live streaming herself looting. And then they arrested her and she was like, what the fuck?
No,
And like, see, that means that I'm kind of inclined to agree with the people that make the pro-looting argument, because, like, there's no way this woman would ever be able to succeed at anything unless it's stealing from people. If you're dumb enough to live stream yourself committing a crime, and then when they arrest you, be like, why'd you arrest me?
Bro, yeah.
Bruh. Like, yeah, I don't think her prospects are all that bright, I'll be completely honest. Alright, what do you think the best store to loot would be?
In terms of, like, what I would want, or in terms of, like, resale?
I guess both.
I think, honestly, either way, Apple.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really like Apple stuff. Like, I've had an iPhone, and I was not a huge fan of it.
Yeah, neither do I, but, like, people do. Like, you can fucking sell the shit out of that.
Yeah, you could definitely flip iPhones for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
What would be, like, the best one to loot? You know what? I think I might put my vote as, like, best store to loot would be, like, Goth IHop.
What?
Yeah, Goth IHop. I'm looting the Goth IHop.
Is that a thing?
It's a meme.
Oh, okay.
No, so it was like some fucking meme started like years ago. This is like years old at this point, where it was like, the original one was like femboy Hooters. So it was like Hooters, but every waitress is a femboy. And then everyone was like, fuck it, we just got to start like all of the spin-off ones where it's just like every restaurant you go to is themed around how hot the waitresses are. So then I think the biggest competitor to it was Goth IHop.
I would fuck up a Goth IHop.
Dude, Goth IHop, dude, the only reason that they can't open a Goth IHop is because the sales, they would make too much money. They would make too much money if they opened IHOP, but it was all hot goth baddies as waitresses. It would be too profitable. The taxes alone would be a nightmare. That's the only reason they can't open one. Which sucks, because that's actually a great idea. You would unironically make so much fucking money, it's ridiculous.
The Goth IHop?
Yeah, like, okay.
Yeah.
IHOP already still somehow makes money. I could not tell you how. I don't know how IHop is profitable. I have not been in an IHop in like a decade.
I've been in an IHop once.
It's not good, right? Like, it's bad.
It's not. No, it was not good.
Like, I don't know how they're open. Like, it's not good. And the waitresses are not known for being hot. Like, no smoke, no shade on you if you're an IHop waitress, but like, not known for being hot. But what if they were known for being hot?
Right. You could change that.
Like, yeah, what if the whole business model, exactly like Hooters' business model is now, where like the whole allure is like it's not even that like the food's good or whatever. It's just that they have hot women bring you your food. Like, that's the whole point. Like, no one goes to Hooters for the food the same way that no one goes to the strip club for the food. Right? It's like, no, I just want to see the titties. Just show me the tits and I'll go. Like, I will spend money on that.
Yeah.
So why can't we have IHop, but all of the waitresses are goth, and when they bring you your food, they spit in it? What's stopping us from doing that? Like, why can't it exist?
I don't know, man. It should.
It should, dude. The world is going to be a very interesting place the second, like, Zoomers have money. As soon as Zoomers have money, it'll be really interesting.
I agree with that.
Like, already the shit that Zoomers are making viable without money is hilarious. Like, I would not have expected that VTubers would have existed, like, 10 years ago.
What would have existed?
VTubers.
Right.
It's girls that stream on Twitch, but instead of showing their face on a like face cam or whatever, they just have a CG model of an anime girl that roughly tracks to their body.
Oh, I think you explained this to me on a previous episode.
Yeah, it was when Jared Leto did a Morbius interview with a VTuber.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, like, that is being propped up by just Zoomer attention. Not even really Zoomer money, but just Zoomer attention. Like, that alone exists just because, like, a certain sect of people just really enjoy watching it for some reason. They're like, oh, I'll just watch the anime girl stream. It's like, oh. Why? Like, I don't really get it, but it definitely could not have existed like 15 years ago.
Right.
So, like, what happens when Zoomers are opening their own businesses that aren't just drop shipping? Like, what happens when actual, like, you have to get a little bit inventive to open a business? Because, like, I don't know, clearly the Zoomers want to make money. Currently, like, dude, TikTok is actually ruined now. TikTok is fucking terrible. Ever since they added the TikTok shop, it's fucking awful now. Yeah, dude, TikTok used to be amazing. But now, like, every fucking post is someone just trying to get you to click a link to buy something. Because they integrated their own, like, extension for affiliate links and bullshit.
Oh.
So, like, I don't know.
It
was kind of a shady thing that would happen before with YouTube videos where, like, Amazon lets you create your own affiliate links for things?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so, like, I think on Amazon you can just go on and just create an affiliate link for, like, anything listed on Amazon. And basically, whenever someone buys something after having clicked on your link, you get a small amount of money. So if you're on TikTok, there's like a mini version of that where it's done in-app. So now, like, every 3 posts is someone talking about a thing, but it's like, here's the shop link. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not going to buy something from TikTok. Fuck you. And now it's just every post is like, just trying to sell me things. I hate it. It's like the worst fucking thing to happen to TikTok since it existed. This truly is the darkest time in TikTok's history, especially off of such a hilarious last trend as, like, NPC streams. Like, it went from NPC streams to this app fucking sucks.
I heard about the NPC. That's another thing you told me about, with the fucking, like, emojis and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there have been some good ones. Have you seen the guy? I think he's French. And I can't even tell what the bit is, but he's just, like, holding a Nerf gun and he's just pretending to be at war or something. He keeps making these, like, gun noises with his mouth. He's like, and then he just says in his goofy accent, "I need more bullets, I need more bullets." And then he pretends to shoot the gun. No, this is the best part. He pretends to shoot the gun, and you can just see the insane jiggle on his ass every time. He's wearing, like, yoga pants. It's fucking crazy. The recoil on this man's ass is ridiculous. It's so good.
Love me some man ass.
Like, I'm not gay, but I cannot look away.
I love a man's ass.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, listen, there's no part of me that's gay. I can't stop staring. I can't stop staring at it. I can't. Yeah, that shit's amazing. But, it sucks because it's kind of ruining TikTok now, because we had such amazing things as that, and now we're stuck with, everyone go buy your girlfriend this swimsuit. I keep seeing that one for some reason. I don't know why. It keeps being like, yo, buy, you know what it is? They're all Halloween themed now. They're all like, yo, I found a sexy Halloween costume. Everyone go buy your girlfriend this. It's $6. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. Why would I do that? Imagine, like, you're giving that to your girlfriend and you're like, I bought this for you from TikTok because some random stranger told me to. They told me you'd look hot in it and I didn't question it. Oh, okay, awesome, thanks. Let me try it on right now. Like, okay. That's, like, already not... I don't know. I feel like that's such a strange, like, thing to give to someone. I don't know why. Like, I feel like giving someone something specifically so they can look hot in it is kind of a weird gift, because you're kind of giving that to yourself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I don't know. That's always seemed kind of strange. So, like, I would feel like I would have to give that to, like, if I had a girlfriend, I would give that to her, but, like, I'd have to give her, like, an actual present also. I'd be like, here's your actual, like, birthday present or whatever. And then also here's, like, here's something that you look banging in also. Like, here you go. I got you something that you'll actually want. And then also the only outfit that could ever pull my eyes away from that guy's ass. You got to be wearing that. If we're just chilling and I'm watching, I need more bullets. I need more bullets. And I see you walk in with that, I will look away. If you're not wearing that, I'm not doing it. I'm maintaining laser focus. Fuck, man. I don't know. All right, so I think we can wrap up. We've been going a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, mainly I just kind of want to record to say, hey, everyone, Lord Miles is alive, number one. Number two, suck a fat one for thinking I was wrong about that. That was my second order of business, was get fucked, Lord Miles haters in shambles. The Lord Miles stock is higher than it's ever been. He gets out of Taliban custody for 8 months. He comes back and he goes to the UK for 1 day, flies to Romania to interview Andrew Tate and says, I'm going back to Kabul in a month. How could you not love this guy? He's undefeated.
He's a buller. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, he's taken 0 L's ever. I love him. All right. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching episode 54, Bois Inc. I'll see you next week.